Today we'll be drawing the Firedrake, which is one of the names for the many dragons depicted in stories throughout Europe. The winged, fire-breathing kind, the Firedrake. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our dragon. We're going to draw it from the side, and it's going to take up pretty much our whole paper. So turn your paper sideways or wide, horizontal, and let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle shape for the head, and then I'll move over a little bit and draw kind of a bean or potato shape for the body, and then we'll go ahead and draw the tail, and I'm going to make the tail swoop down and up. And your tail, if you got room, you can make it go straight back, you can make it do whatever you want. But then we're also going to connect the head to the body, and it's important to make sure that this part is the thickest part of the neck, because this needs to be stronger. It's like the strong base of the neck. If we're going to make this a convincing looking dragon, kind of copy things from real life. The necks of creatures, even us, are the bottom of them are thicker, like where the shoulders are. Okay, so now that we've got most of the body kind of drawn, the basic shape, let's take our eraser and erase some of these lines. There, I'm going to erase this here and this. And now let's draw some legs. And the legs are going to start right here. This is going to be the hind leg. And it's going to go down, back. So it's kind of like a letter L. It'll go back down and forward. And then let's kind of do the same shape, kind of follow that again. Down, back, down. And I'm going to leave the foot for later. Let's do something really similar right up here for the front legs. And go down and back, down and forward. So I swoop down like this, down towards the ground, and then forward. And do the same thing, kind of just, oops. Keep going over the line, or kind of following that same line, same path. And then a little bit more erasing, so I'm going to use my eraser right there and there. Okay, now we're ready to get to some details. Let's go ahead. This is what I think is actually the trickiest part, is drawing the legs and the feet. So let's go ahead and draw some of the toes and claws. And I'll go to the back of this front leg and draw a little point. I think that on a dog it's called like the dew claw, but if we're doing like talons on a bird, they've got that back claw. And then I'm going to make my way forward and do a toe. So it's kind of like a hot dog shape there. And I'll make another one like this. And maybe another one just like that. Then, as we practiced before, put some claws on there. And we'll do the same thing back here. I'm going to go forward and around, forward and around. Put the claws on there. Okay, now this is just from the side. We can draw another set of legs, or you can leave it like that, but to make it really more realistic, we'll draw another set of legs and claws. And you're not going to see the whole thing. They'll just be kind of peeking out from the back. So let me just start with, let's do the back one first. So did you see I kind of followed this line. Then I'm just going to let the toes kind of hide behind the other one. And maybe there's one claw poking out there. But this one we're going to have to draw the claws. So I kind of followed the same path of the other leg that's already there. I go down. See how I just kind of copied it? And now let's draw those toes. And claws. Okay. Now, we'll work on the belly. And to draw the belly, I'm going to make a second line that follows the belly and the bottom of the tail. And then getting close to the bottom, or the last bit of the tail, it just connects like that. And we'll go ahead and divide this up. So I'm going to draw the letter U. It can get kind of bigger as you go. And then as I get back towards the tail, it might start to get, those letter U's might get a little smaller. Until they get really tiny, and then they just stop. Okay, now let's work on the head. And the head, you can make it kind of whatever shape you want. You can change this from the box. But the first thing I would do is draw the mouth. And you can just make it closed, but if I want to make it open, draw kind of like a triangle shape. And I'll go back to where the head meets the neck and draw like a jaw, which is just a curve. And I've got my eraser. I'm going to erase this part so the mouth is actually open. Do the eye. Nostril. And I'm just making like a crest on the head. The zigzag. Yours does not have to look like that.